Since 2015, the River State government has embarked on various infrastructural projects, putting itself on Africa's map as one of the largest economies in Nigeria. While some will applaud these infrastructural projects, others are raising concerns around the capital city, and that's going to be our focus on this episode of Community Forum. Welcome to the program. I am Sarah Yuku. Port Harcourt, the capital city of River State, South Nigeria. A cosmopolitan city, a large commercial center, and a nerve center for economic activities with 2 refineries and seaports. In its belly lies many communities close to development, but very far from it. This is the dilapidated road leading to Bunduama, a densely populated waterfront community in Port Harcourt local government area of River State. Whenever it rains, it becomes a problem for vehicles and indeed residents to pass. The road is uneven. The drains are filled with stagnant water and waste. The main road becomes impassable and people have to pass by the gutters with calculative steps. Many of the small-scale businesses here are just managing to get along as the state of the road is affecting their businesses.
A Bundu community. It's owned by Okrikans. Okrikans own this place. Here we have 5,000 people in this environment. Most of them, they are civil servants, children. That's how. And this is the only way, the only road we pass. And it's about 1.5 kilometers that has 3 lanes. The gutters, the drainage, the drainage is just, everything is down, it's damaged. No way, the road, if you look at the road everywhere is bad. Sometimes we find it very difficult for a vehicle to come inside because of the road. And this place is a commercial area. We have some companies around this place, but nothing is happening here. Everything is spoiled. People are complaining, emergency. When we have emergency, we cannot even call motor to come because of the road. We are begging the government to come down, to come to our aid. It's just a 1.5 kilometer road and 3 lane. They can come and assist us. We are begging the government to come and assist us. Because, in fact, we don't know. We are suffering. We have companies. We have federal parastatals there, MPA. They are nothing. Just look at the road. You see our prison there. Look at the dustbin there. Everything, just nothing. It's like we are abandoned. It's too bad. We are begging the government to come to our aid because we are passing through pain. It's not good.
In Bunduama, sanitary facilities are a luxury, and open drains can be seen in most places. Bundu is a community of clustered houses. There are no clearly defined streets. Under these rusty corrugated sheets are shelters for people housing thousands of Port Harcourt's residents. Sanitary facilities are scarce in Bunduama. There are many open drainages everywhere, with black wastewater flowing through the community, especially in areas leading to the waterfront. Life is not easy in Bunduama, but the residents manage to get by. In many areas, periwinkle shells are used to fill some parts of the community. And flooding is a major issue, sending many people out of their homes whenever it rains. Others spend hours draining water from their homes when it rains.
The whole of the community as a whole, only one health center will have, which is not well equipped. And now if there's any challenge of labor, or a woman is going through labor, she has to be put to bed, or there's a challenge that you have to rush the person, you see how bad the road is. Before you even manage to take the person out of the community, something else might have happened. That is how it's replicated in several other units of the community. If you come talk about security, we don't even have a police station as large as this place is. These are things, we are human beings after all. You understand? We are supposed to be cared for by the River State government. We need water, borehole. At least we have seven communities. Even if the government can be able to give us one borehole in these 7 communities, we can be able to manage with that. Let's start from there. Look at how the environment is. We are talking about COVID-19, malaria issues and all that thing, you understand? We have some international agencies like Red Cross, Amnesty International coming to our aid sometimes, you understand? But they alone cannot do that, you understand? We even need the government to partner with those kind of organizations, and even the community. We are willing to support the government, give them a level playing ground. If they want to do the road for us, if they want to give us a center, we can support them, you understand? So that if the people have this kind of thing, we can be able to checkmate some of these health challenges, and then the people can appreciate the government as well for doing this kind of things for them.
And there it is, the only public toilet in Bunduama. Built on stilts and covered with some corrugated sheets, it is the only option for many people who want to answer nature's call in Bunduama. While Nigeria is doubling efforts to eliminate open defecation by 2025, Bunduama lags behind in that plan. It cuts the picture of the wide gap that exists between this laudable goal and action. This area is a busy one with people streaming in, men, women, children, and adolescents. The planks are growing weak. The area is filled with dirt and debris flowing on the surface of the water. There is no septic tank here, and human waste falls directly into the river, leaving its users at the risk of many infections. Those who cannot use the toilet still come here to dispose human waste. Many people have to leave their houses just to get a clean bath, as many houses here do not have sanitary facilities. Houses with makeshift toilet facilities also channel wastewater directly into the river. As such, the river is highly polluted as waste products continually flow on its surface, leaving those around it living with the stench.
We actually need the support of the government. On behalf of this Belemapolo and Imepolo communities, I call on the state government to consider our plights as we are also human beings. Let us also feel the impact of the leadership of this present administration. We actually lack so many social amenities in this community. Unlike this one, you can see, don't have toilet. You can see the type of toilet we use here. You can see how death trap is this toilet. Someone can easily, when you are pressed and you rush to eat, you can easily fall down. And then if there is water, look at what it costs. So we are calling on the government, particularly the listening governor, who is everywhere known as a master project. And I want that project to also it should also impact on the people of this community. As a matter of fact, this community carries a lot of persons, good number of persons, and without a good toilet. And we need the government to come into our aid, to intervene in the matter seriously. If there's now rainfall, you see that you can see that so many houses will be flooded because of what? No proper drainage. Because of what? We don't have, look at it, we don't have toilet. This is just one place. If you now want to move around this Bundu as a whole, you can see that we don't have toilet. And we needed a good standard toilet. Not only one place, at least 4 to 5 toilets around this community. Now what we are using is all done by individuals, which they used to give out for rent of 10 naira, 20 naira some places. And if you don't have the toilet, some persons, you can see that if they cannot pay, they go to the toilet bathroom, they pass the feces by themselves there, and then they throw it outside. That is not advisable. It's not even what to say.
Even in these uncertain times, the people of Bunduama are hoping for better days. Days when there is no potable water, poor sanitation and hygiene will be a thing of the past. In neighboring Bayelsa State, the new day brings its own challenges. We're heading to Obogoro community in the Yanagoa local government area. Obogoro, a fishing and farming community, about 5 minutes drive time from the seat of government in Bayelsa State. This is Obogoro at its best, the pride of its indigents and residents. But Obogoro faces an existential threat. While many communities pray for the rain to signal in bountiful harvest, rain in Obogoro comes with fear and anxiety. When it rains here, this is what it looks like. Flood takes over, making the community float on water, and many will need canoes to reach their houses. And when it's all over, the walls of the houses bear the marks of the level the water gets to, leaving the structures weak. This is not the only environmental challenge that Obogoro community is faced with. Representatives of the community led us to another source of concern for the community. It is the Ikoli River. It means a lot to the communities around here because it has different uses. It means of transportation, a place for having a cool bath, a place for washing household utensils and clothes, and a place to also have some fun. And at certain times, it is a busy arena. And for some, a place for dumping waste. But the Ikoli River is a very aggressive one, bursting at the seams, eating at the earth, and threatening to take over communities here. It is the cause of the coastal erosion that has enveloped the community for a long time, making it shrink constantly. Sending many community members out of their homes and moving closer and closer into the community. The community has lost a school building, an NYSC lodge, a jetty, among other notable landmarks to the river.
The famous St. John's Primary School that was built 1971. This is just what we have here left. This is the only sign that we can say we used to have a primary school. This is just that, nothing. We also used to have a copper lodge and 2 football pitch. Here is water. And all these buildings you are seeing around here, if nothing is being done, in the next 2 months you won't see them again.
But thank God that when they created Bayelsa State, we are also inside the headquarters. And we're supposed to, enjoy all the amenities that the headquarters are supposed to enjoy. Now we talk about this primary school. The primary school is off, but I thank God, God has done something. Our House of Assembly person, Honorable Ofoji Obogoro, has built a modern primary school for us. Is that our people are enjoying? We need government to help us. We need government to help us in respect of the erosion. Many of our houses have been eroded away, and now the flood is coming again. If the government will not come to intervene, a lot of something will happen to this community again. Because when the rain falls and the ground becomes soft, you see that the ground will wash away again. And we are pleading to the government, especially state government. We have a canal at our front, we call it Onu Ewilili, between Fangbe and Obogoro. If the government will, governor pronounce it, that he will do it. But up to now, nothing has been done.
Buildings like this, hanging by thread, have been stripped bare. Roofs and windows have been removed for future use, while the community awaits its descent into the river.
Yeah, the erosion started some years back. We cannot actually pinpoint or actually say one particular date. It has taken some time. And the community on its own have been trying to get to the government to come to our aid. It is not easy for somebody to gather money to build, put up a building, and just like a twinkle of an eye, that building will be taken away by the erosion. It has caused so many problems in the community. So we are still calling on the government, Bayelsa State government, federal government, and other organizations. Those organizations should come to the aid of Obogoro people. Come and save our lives. Come and save our properties. Things are getting higher every day. Maybe you used 30,000 to build your house. Now, if you have 30 million, you cannot build that type of house again. So we are calling on the government to come and help us.
Year 2014, I followed my father down to this place to get this land. We purchased it 2014. As at when we came, there was no river here. It was a vast portion of land to the point that we never knew there was a river around this place. We have to trek a long way to get to the river, but between 2014 to now, you can see this is where my father's house used to be. Down there is where my room used to be. But as it is now, I don't have a place now to stay. Look down there, that's the borehole my father did. As at when we parked down here, not knowing we are going to face this kind of a dilemma. Now, from here down to that part, the overside, I will tell you it was a land. But as I'm talking to you now, what you see is a river. This is where that part of the river is where my mother's farm used to be. But now, we are no more. My dad is about 72 years old. Now, tell me when he's going to get this portion of land back or something similar to this.
His grandmother, who is in her 80s, sits at what is now the bank of the river, just waiting for the river to swallow a building. What she worked for many years is about going down the drain in front of her eyes. To get a clearer picture of the situation, we boarded the boat to navigate through the waters. While the river is such a beautiful one surrounded by land, it leaves much to be desired for communities surrounding it. As we sail through the waters, we're reminded that where we call water was once land and houses once occupied this area. We can see the extent of damage with many houses teetering at the edges. With the erosion also comes loss of farmlands, economic trees affecting the livelihoods of people here. The erosion is constantly frustrating the residents here. Houses are caving into the river, and the earth is slowly losing its hold, giving way to the fury of the river. Even new buildings are not spared from the coastal erosion. It is dangerous, particularly for the children. Many people do not have anywhere else to go, hence they remain where they are and cannot sleep with both eyes closed.
A temporary solution which His Excellency Senator Doedri, the Executive Governor of Bayelsa State, came and gave a promise to the people of Obogoro community. We just expect the governor to just excavate and dig that river. But once you open up that river, it will not divert the current. Instead of the current hitting the Obogoro community, it will not stop, it will not divert, the whole current will just be passing. That is the temporary solution, because if they don't do that, all those buildings we saw this morning that I took you through, in the next 3 months, I bet you will not see them again. But the only way that can save all those buildings, that temporary solution, to open up the old river, that is temporary solution. Then the permanent solution, which we know that the government is complaining that they don't have much money, that we are calling on the federal government, NDDC, and Revenue Authority, is the piling. That is the permanent solution, where they will pile from where we took it down, that they will pile it down to this
Ikoli bridge, because this bridge is being threatened. Because if they don't do anything, it will affect that bridge.
Days are rolling by, and the community members are living on the edge of a river whose banks keeps eroding at a fast pace. But the big question remains, who will come to the rescue of Obogoro community and save it from extinction?